Hey, this is Kate from Classic Fantastic Climbing. We're here at Touchstone's beautiful Cliffs of Id gym in Culver City, Los Angeles to talk to you about the Evolv Agro. The Agro is brand new for 2017, replacing the Nexo in the Evolv lineup. They're a really aggressive shoe with a pretty downturned toe. They're coming with new innovations, this single cinch closure and some other great new stuff. I'm here with these guys to talk about what's new and what the scoop is. So, first impressions.
I'll start. I'm going to steal your line because I've been thinking of. I know. I'm going to be that dude. I just aesthetically, when I look at them, I do think of a race car. I think of like a Ferrari for sure. And actually, I think more of a Lambo because it has like those angles that the shoe has, and I just aesthetically, I think they're a really, really good looking shoe.
I think they're really sexy. This to me is really attractive.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, the color is definitely hot. I love the black and red, and just they look super aggressive. I love that.
Does that intimidate you a little bit? Like coming at such an aggressive looking shoe?
For this shoe, not really, because this rubber that they use is really soft and comfy. So, not too bad.
I hear it's also really sticky, the rubber.
Yeah, they definitely, coming from the Nexo, I definitely believe that this is a better rubber that they've made on the newer shoe, the Agro, the Agro. But coming from the Nexo, it's definitely a softer shoe. So for something that's more overhung or steeper, I definitely like this over this one, even though I loved this shoe. So.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the colors. I'm assuming we'll stick with the colors and shade.
We can go anywhere you want.
I really like the way the shoe look. I do like the colors. I do like the way it actually closes. It's one strap, it's super easy to use. I mean, it's a good looking shoe.
How was breaking them in? How long did it take?
It was rough for me.
Painful?
Yeah, it was rough for me. It took me a good month or so. I've been injured, so it's kind of hard, give or take, but climbing probably about 2 or 3 times a week in them, like probably took me around a month to break in to actually where I started feeling good and being able to keep them on for more than 2 or 3 climbs.
Okay, so I really, really upsized. So I normally wear an 8.5. I went into a 9.5. Like it was like very little break-in period. The only thing is that because I have like a wider foot, I just needed a tiny bit of break-in period just for like the front. But the rest of the shoe was perfect. I would have no qualms about upsizing. If you guys are really uncomfortable in them, I would have no problems upsizing just to get the fit perfectly.
What do you think about the fit?
Fit for me, they fit perfectly when I first put them on. I did size up half a size. But with the soft rubber, it took me maybe a couple weeks to break them in. Other than that, they felt good. They still do. Yeah, so a couple weeks for me. Climbing 3 to 4 times a week.
So I did something very similar to what Jeremy did. So the previous shoe, the Shamans, I had 10.5s, and I couldn't actually get these on the 10.5s. So I upsized the full size, but after that, I didn't have any breaking period at all. They were like really nice from the first day. So I guess it all depends how snug you want to start them, but I've had no problems with upsizing a full size and not losing any sensitivity or anything else.
Where do you think these shine?
That's a new question.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like coming from a bouldering and like I like to climb overhang kind of steeper terrain, but definitely in a steeper terrain. Something that's more slabby, I wouldn't recommend it just because it is such an aggressive shoe and it doesn't edge as well, maybe. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that definitely a steeper terrain or something like that would definitely.
Here's what I felt. Like I never noticed how good they were until I flunked. Like when I was on something super steep and like my feet cut and I was like, my feet were like dangling all over the place. that's where I felt they really shined, because then once I wanted to like either toe hook something or get my foot on, it would like snap right back into place. And that's where I felt they were really amazing, because whenever I did something wrong, they were the shoe that made me feel like I could correct it in half a second. Like I feel like I cheat when I wear them.
Is it the stick? Is it the rubber? Is it the aggressive toe? Or
I want to say it's the toe, because that's the thing that I stretch out for. So whenever my feet cut, I want my foot back on. So the ability for my toe to like land with like pinpoint precision was probably the thing that made it work.
Yeah.
I would actually agree with both of you guys. With Taylor saying, the steep terrain and the overhung stuff. The shoe has, I'd say, a good bite. Like this.
Oh, I like that. I like that
just
word.
hooks on any little thing, and it's great. As far as, I'd say, stickiness to the wall, I mean, edging with these shoes, it's a little. Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I didn't do any, like, if I were to do any of my slab climbing or anything on that, I obviously wanted to review them, and I was fine. Like, I didn't feel like I was having any problems edging, but I noticed, like, how good they were when I was not on those climbs.
But yeah, heel hooks, definitely bomb-proof. Even toe hooks. I mean, toe hooking on this thing, this huge patch of rubber right here, just sticking on those toe hooks. It's great.
thoughts? Favorite?
Yeah,
aspect?
so I haven't really climbed in these at the gym. I basically only worn them outside, and I climbed that in Bishop, bowling in Bishop. I've climbed steep things out in Red Rock, and I've climbed slabs in Joshua Tree. And I have to disagree with you guys a little bit. I don't know how it's climbing slabs in the gym, but these were really nice out of Joshua Tree. You're not really edging, but kind of smear edging. And since the rubber is so sticky, I didn't have any problems at all outside on the gritty like the rock out of Joshua Tree. So they were totally fine, and the slabs out there too.
So that brings up a point. Inside, outside. Have you worn them in, out? What do you think?
I've worn them in or at Red Rocks, and like Eric was saying, I love them outside. So, I mean, I didn't really climb slabby, edgy. I don't know. I can't agree or disagree with that part. But I mean, I only know them from the gym as far as edging goes. But steep terrain, the heel is amazing on those. So, being able to heel hook, pull myself in with the high cinch on the Velcro here part. It definitely helps. Just keep it. It's kind of like a lace-up shoe to where it's molding to the top of your foot. So I loved this shoe as far as heel hooks and all that other stuff goes. So outside, I'd agree. It is a good shoe. It's definitely superior over the Nexo that I used to wear. So I would agree.
Consider the fact that some of the trips that we did take outside while I was with you, I agree. Like outdoors, I think they perform really, really well. It's really funny because, you don't typically think of an aggressive shoe like this for a place like Joshua Tree. But because Joshua Tree is made out of like just those little tiny like granules and pebbles, every time that you do want to, again, like I go back to the fact that it's so aggressive that whenever you want to like toe down into something, like it does grab that little granule, and you do have the ability to pull into it. And I think that's really cool.
I think for me though, it's the softness of the rubber and the shoe that makes, like I said, you can almost like edge smear more so than actually hook on the slab. That's kind of what I did when I was out there.
For you, because you actually said you upsized, right?
Exactly.
So I'm wondering for smearing wise, like if that's a better thing, because I actually downsized, or actually no, I went straight across with mine. So I wear 9.5. I wear 9.5 shoe, 9.5 in the Agro. So I'm wondering if that is probably why you're able to smear and edge a little bit better than the.
Why? Because you think
Well,
our
just 'cause
toes are
my
able to like bend in?
Yeah, my toes are more downturned in the shoe to where edging is not necessarily superior for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely the way I downsize is better for overhung or something like that, to where you're probably sport climbing and stuff like that outside as well. So.
I'm curious about, like, because you were talking about how sticky it is, and sticky tends to be a thing that we think of like 510 rubber. Like, how are you feeling like the same kind of friction, stickiness that are coming from like your 510 shoes?
I mean, for me, this shoe and the previous Shamans have been like a huge step forward with the stickiness of the rubbers, I think, from Evolv. And I have kind of the similar feeling with the rubber from that one, this shoe and this shoe, that it is super good, sticky and soft, and you can kind of get that balance between stickiness and softness and edging at the same time.
Can you compare this to any other shoe? Apart from the Nexo.
I instantly wanted to compare it to my old Solutions, but I didn't feel like the Solutions fit my foot as perfect as these fit my foot. Like, I felt like in my Solutions that they felt really, because you know how the Solutions had that huge ball heel thing? That, I couldn't roll with that for some reason.
I don't know, as soon as I saw this shoe, it has more rubber on it than any other shoe I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I dreamt of a shoe almost like this just because of the fact it has nothing but rubber on it. So I can't really compare it to anything that I've seen out there besides my dream.
You dream of this shoe?
I dream of rubber, what can I say?
So I have to agree with Jeremy. Compared to the Solution, I kind of have the same feeling with the smear edge thing, but the heel on the Solution is much clunkier, and it's very stiff compared to this, and it's fairly soft, and you can kind of move it around more easily.
All right, who is this shoe for? Who's climbing in this, apart from you guys?
I think this shoe is between like intermediate and advanced climbers, I'd say. I wouldn't say if you're a beginner, you should get these. These are, the shoes for you. Or it could be. I mean, they're soft enough and comfortable enough for you to fit on and climb in on.
For them to be comfortable, I think they would have to upsize them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you think this could help someone who's kind of trying to get up? Like, say they're starting to get to intermediate level. Do you think this will give them a leg up to hit those toes?
I honestly
get better.
think so. Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think that to get the most out of these shoes, you need to know how to put your shoes down properly on the holes. I'm not saying it won't help if you're just putting them on there, but I think you can get the most out of it if you actually place them properly.
All right.
I actually have a question.
To all of us?
To everybody, yeah.
Okay.
So, if I can see this real quick.
Yeah.
There is an adjustable strap right here that you can actually, for a smaller foot or more narrow foot. Did any of you guys use that?
No.
Is this your shoe? I noticed that
I
this
did.
is actually...
I did. Okay, so when I first tried these on, first when Jeremy told me we're gonna do this, I was like, soft rubber, I don't know about that. But then when I put them on, I was like, dude, this, compared to the Nexos, I mean, I've had the Nexos too, soft rubber, I'd say slight bit better performance. But yeah, back to this thing. So I immediately put them on super tight, because I want that snug feeling. And then I noticed this part just cutting into my feet, like we were talking about earlier. And as soon as I felt that, I was like, okay, maybe these shoes are not, what I thought they were. But then I used this thing, the adjustable thing right here, and adjusted it to make it fit looser, and it actually didn't take away from me slipping off with the shoe. It just made this part a little bit more stretchy and took away that pinching out of this one here. This part of the
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't mess with it.
I
played with it.
I would mess around with that.
I felt like
especially if it pinches right here on your.
Yeah, I mean, it felt snug on me because I went straight across the board. I think, did you go up size?
Yeah, I went half a size.
So since I went straight across the board, at first I couldn't even put the strap on. I was just walking around a little bit, kind of hang out. So like I just did that at first. So now when I climb in them, maybe as I continue climbing them, you know, second, third month, I might as they start to loosen up even more. But right now I wear them straight the normal way, like without cinching them up at all.
Yeah, I think my foot is a little wider, so I didn't have to really adjust anything here. It was already small.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I tried to play with it, but then it was like I always
Right.
put it back to like.
I'm wondering like one of the kids on the team that buy these, you know, that's, you know, like 10, 11
Yeah.
years old, if they're, you know, even though they might be super strong climbers, if that's who that's for, actually cinching them. So.
Yeah. Or somebody with like a really high arch or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any concerns about the shoe?
Um,
Anything that was shaky?
Okay, so here's my concern. If you guys really are interested in the shoes, I highly, highly suggest that you guys go to like Wilson's or go to whoever is selling the shoe so you can try them on. Because I noticed that all of us had like different fit, you know, right? Like we had different fit issues. But like once we figured out which size was our size, I feel like it was awesome for all of
Or
us.
the Evolv store.
Yeah, or the
Or
Evolv
the
store.
Evolv store.
Yeah.
Like you go straight to the Evolv store and they have every size there, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
But I definitely feel like my issue with the shoe is that you can't. It would be really, really difficult to order them online and like get the right fit.
Yeah.
Because even if I say go up a full size, Jay went half a size, you stayed
Right, straight.
straight. So I think that's my concern.
Alan?
I was a little worried about that the rubber would wear out quicker, since the rubber is softer. But I mean, I've climbed in these. I've planted mostly outside and not so much in the gym. But the rubber's held up really, really well for the time I've had them.
Yeah, same thing here. I was a little bit worried about rubber too, because right now, I mean, I'm mostly climbing at the gym. I haven't been getting outdoors because of school.
Schoolwork.
And rain.
But yeah, the rubber is holding up pretty well at the gym. I mean, 3 to 4 times a week. I think that's a lot, and you know, we've had these for what, a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still pretty solid.
All right. Describe the shoe in one word.
Aggressive.
Lamborghini.
Beast.
Sticky.
Important. Would you go back and buy this again?
I would, definitely.
I
mean, just
Yeah.
real quick, just because I don't believe they have the Nexo anymore, and this was my go-to shoe, and this is their replacement, I believe. Yeah, this is definitely the shoe that I'm going to go to. I really enjoyed everything about it, as far as how I climb and how it performs. So yeah, definitely.
Nice.
That's a big thing. So that's why I brought out the Shamans, because if anybody watches this channel, everybody knows that this is like my go-to. Like this is like one of the most perfect shoes that ever came out on the market for me. I would buy this again if I wanted this shoe and like a really, really good edging shoe. If I was only going to buy one shoe and I only had money to buy one shoe, I'd buy this. But I mean, these are so good.
So
These are so good.
better all around.
Better all around.
More of a specializing kind of
Yeah, like I really love this when I'm just bouldering, but I'm positive that if I were to do like super, super long routes, I personally wouldn't wear this on a long route. Like anything that's 2 or 3 pitches, no way. I wouldn't.
What you like for what you've been using.
Yeah. So yes, buy these. I guess that's what I'm telling you guys. Buy these if you're gonna have another pair of comfortable shoes, like a really nice pair of like long route comfortable shoes.
I would definitely buy these again. I mean, we're the same. I mean, I love the Shamans. I would even go sport climbing with these. I mean,
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, not multi-pitch stuff, but Shamans are definitely if I were to do that. But yeah, sport climbing in these, bouldering in these, it's great. I like it.
I'm going to disagree.
With all of us?
It's like, wait.
I like these better for all around than the shamans.
Oh, I
I
would
get
agree with
these
that.
any day over the shamans. And granted, I sized them up a full size, but I've climbed a lot of sport in these, and they're super comfortable. And also, you get better performance. So I would take these any day over the shamans.
Any last thoughts? Last chance there. Share something.
I think I covered what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, so they're retailing for $165 when they're out in the stores. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Thanks, guys.
Before we end, I'm gonna cut it in
All
because I can't cut it. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to follow. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on YouTube. You can ask questions. Don't forget, we love when you guys ask questions because we're all about that.